to the room.
Yes, we did. We brought a portable AC unit. We had asked if we could bring it in by showing some pictures. And one of the nurses said, sure, you could bring it in. And as we brought it in, another nurse comes into the room and she says, who did you ask if you're allowed to bring it in? And we said we were okay by it and we were putting it in. So they called the security guards on us and they wanted us to disconnect it because they told us it's illegal to open a window. So we said, since when is it illegal? You know, I'm not taking it out. It's 33 degrees in here. My mother can't breathe. I can't breathe. We gotta do something. And finally, they told us, okay, leave it, because we got very aggressive with them. And but it didn't work good because it was like they kept the doors open, so it was bringing more hot air inside than cool air. So it didn't really help my mom.
Okay, and Bessie, your mother started to actually suffer more. She had issues with dehydrations. What happened next?
Well, she was dehydrated, and I spoke to the doctor, and the doctor, that's when her blood pressure had dropped, and when it dropped drastically, they hooked her up to an IV and told me this is due to the heat. I said, and at that point we had just fans at that point. So that's why we said, okay, we're bringing this AC unit in.
They even said it's due to the heat in the hospital.
Yes, they said it's due to the heat. So I asked the doctor, and I asked, is it possible? What can we do to get some relief? Something? Can she be placed in another room, another place, another hospital? Whatever we can do. They said that the doctor basically said, sorry, the way the system works here is that another doctor will have to approve to take over the file. So your mom's going to have to stay here. And that was on Tuesday, and I knew that Thursday they were announcing the biggest heat wave, kind of. And so I said, well, what can I do? I said, I'll stay from work. Then I'll he says, yeah, that's a good idea. Stay near her and just wet her and keep her comfortable.
I think what's really alarming is that, I mean, not everybody, Effie, has somebody to sit at their bedside and effectively give them a cool little sponge bath or put a cold cloth on their head in a heat wave like this. So while you are sisters and you're there caring for your mother, not everybody has somebody at their bedside like that.
No, they don't. The lady that was sharing the room with my mother at that time, she had maybe her son would come visit once in a while. And when we got the fans, she was, we made sure she had a fan in her area to get some air too, But it was insane. It was insane. The heat, the way that the staff treated the elderly, with this heat, they didn't have enough water to give them. They were leaving waters for them, but it was like hot water. There was not cloth. I was walking around to find cloths to wet them and put them on the heads of my mother, and it was very bad. It's like a horror movie. It's very sad.
Your mother went into cardiac arrest. She'd originally been there for pneumonia, Bessie. So she goes into cardiac arrest. She's dehydrated. They acknowledge that it's the heat. Was there any point where you, and I understand, you're not a doctor or a medical professional, but was there any point where you thought, I got to get her out of this hospital. This could kill her in here?
More than once. I still sometimes feel guilty. I'm trying to not think about that, but I do feel guilty because we tried, but we were told no. Both my sisters, I have another sister named Tia as well. We all were talking to the doctors, trying to find ways to help her get out. We honestly, my sister also asked if we can take her out that Thursday, put her in the AC, anywhere, a unit, because I know on the second floor, because I kind of know the hospital off by heart now. The second floor, there is AC in the cafeteria, so the three of us would always put her in her chair, and bring her down. But even putting her on her chair was a challenge for us because she was so weak, and I am pretty sure they're understaffed because that's what is I'm hearing more and more, and I'm seeing more and more. Not in the ICU, I can be very honest. It's been a fantastic experience.
Well, it's air conditioned in the intensive
That's
care
correct.
unit in the
That's right.
ICU.
Yeah.
How is your mother doing now, Effie?
She's fighting for her life, as like we are talking now. I mean, she's stable. Her kidneys had failed when she was on the fourth floor with no air conditioning, and it's surprisingly now they're working. And I asked the nurse, I go, could this have happened because of dehydration? And she goes, yeah, it's a factor of that, of the heat. So, you know, my mother deteriorated, and now she's a fighter, my mother. And, you know, like I hope to God and I pray to God, we all pray that, you know, she comes out of this, you know, we could enjoy a few more years with her, you know?
Well, we're thinking of you and your family, and I hope that your mother pulls through and that she stays in stable condition. Bessie, one more thing before we let you go. We actually spoke to the director of technical services at the hospital who told our station in Montreal that they've spent $10 million on upgrading the building's electric system, but it can't support air conditioning. What do you think of that?
I'm appalled by that. I'm appalled because where exactly did the money, where is it being spent, this $10 million? Because you walk into this hospital, and please feel free, anybody, to go on the fourth floor, even the fifth floor, but the fourth floor in particular, where my mom was, I'd have to get off from the elevator and take a deep breath and say, what am I heading into? Watching these people suffer the way they suffer, and there's $10 million that was spent. Well, something has to be done. Air conditioning, these people have the right to this.
Were other people talking about this, Effie? Other patients and their families?
Oh yes. Every family member that we would meet in the elevators and that, they were like shocked on what's going on with this heat here. You know, administration has air conditioning, cafeterias have air conditioning, the security guards station has air conditioning, but the patients that are sick have no air conditioning. So does it make sense? Is they're treating them like animals? Animals have better care than this hospital, and I'm sure other hospitals have the same thing, that they don't provide for the patients. We are like, they treat us really bad. They treat the people really bad.
Well, Effie and Bessie, we really appreciate you taking the time to come on the show, and we wish you and your mother all the best.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you. Bye.
Two sisters, Effie and Bessie Satumas, who are talking about their mother, who's in a Quebec hospital. She was there 3 weeks ago for pneumonia, and we know now that death toll has gone up to over 50 people due to heat-related illnesses. Their mother ended up going into cardiac arrest in a hospital room that did not have air conditioning. Unbelievable. You have to wonder how even the doctors and nurses can function in that heat. Coming up on the show, a reminder, we're going to take that press conference from Humboldt.